everybody dust on the moon here. Huge trade happened. I just want to talk about it a little bit. I'm gonna talk about team by team first. The Brooklyn Nets. This is I'm on Twitter right now. This is what the Nets roster looked like after the Harden trade. So obviously they got three very very high usage guys: James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. So all those three guys, their value is gonna, I think, in my opinion, gonna come down a little bit, just a tiny little bit. Maybe everybody loses 2 points, assist. The defensive stats, they're probably gonna stay the same, and I think those guys gonna play high usage. Right, most of the guys on Nets, they're just gonna be either playing defense or just standing in the corner, wait for catch and shoot. So the majority of the usage is gonna still go to those three guys. And they're still gonna average, I think, at least 25 points each person. And obviously there will be games that KD is out or Kyrie is out. Harden he simply doesn't miss games. So Harden's value is obviously the highest out of the three. I think he's still gonna be top 3, top 4 player. And they're not gonna stack. I think early this season Steve Nash was trying to do something like always stack Kyrie and KD together playing on the court, try to get more chemistry, right? So if KD, take a rest with 3 minutes left in the first quarter, Kyrie also takes a rest. This is gonna change. I think either Kyrie or Harden one of them has to, go to the bench with 6 minutes left in the first quarter and then just simply come back in once KD or the other guy takes a break, because Kyrie and Harden at the end of the day, they're still guards and they can run the offense. KD, she's still like mainly a scorer, while Kyrie and Harden, they can both run the offense and get theirs. I think if I own either any KD Harden, if I'm a Harden or KD or Kyrie owner, I'm not too worried about this trade at all, because nobody else on the team is taking any usage from those three guys. So let's say, the rest of the team has about 10% usage. Each guy still get 30. So I'm not too worried. It's guys like Joe Harris, guys like before the trade, only Joe Harris is worth stream, right? And another big news is DeAndre Jordan is gonna get all the minutes at center now. So I think in my opinion he's a must pick up. And all those guys, I look at the roster. Other than the starter, everybody kind of sucks. So it's going to be like the Golden State situation a couple years back. All the starters going to play huge minutes when they do play. Right? Instead of playing 30 minutes, those guys are going to play 37, 38 minutes because they just don't have they don't have depth. So all the guys, they're going to have high usage. They're playing high minutes. That's on the Nets side. Let's talk about Rockets a little bit. Okay. So the Rockets, they obviously lose James Harden. They get back. So it's like a 3-way or 4-way trade, right? They get back Victor Oladipo and like 8 picks total. I think it's a great trade for the Rockets. I mean, they're not gonna win now. Just build up for the future, right? And John Wall is obviously gonna eat more. Once Harden left, he's gonna get more assists. He's probably gonna get more points. So as long as he can stay healthy, it's really good news for John Wall. I don't think Wood is necessarily gonna get that big of a bump. He's already eating. Harden and John Wall, they were always looking to get Wood the ball anyways. So maybe his usage go up a bit, but I don't think it's gonna be. It's not like Wood gonna score 27 points a game. It's gonna be like low 20 scoring, in my opinion. But John Wall is definitely the biggest beneficiary, and Victor Oladipo, he was like the third option maybe on the Pacers. I think this helps Oladipo's value a little bit. John Wall is going to. It's him and John Wall in the backcourt. I think he gets maybe a bit more usage bump. If his defensive stats can, stay where he is, he's still gonna be good. And PJ Tucker, I think, is gonna get traded. Once when we get to the trade, there's no point having guys like PJ Tucker on your roster. So DeMarcus Cousins, he's not getting the minutes right now. Hopefully his minutes will slowly go up. With Harden gone, I don't think it impacts Boogie's value too much. He was coming off the bench anyways, and I think he might continue coming off the bench for a while. Right? He's not gonna play 30 minutes. He's gonna play around 20 minutes a night anyways. And we just have to see the rest of the Rockets player. Also, Eric Gordon. You know, if you want to pick him up and not stream him. If you want to pick him up, he definitely also gets as a usage boost. But I those guys they might all get traded, right? There's no Eric Gordon is kind of old. It makes more sense for Rockets to trade him to a contender, get back a pick or two. There's no point keeping all those guys. They already got a veteran John Wall team. There's no point keeping all those guys on your team, PJ Tucker. So there will be a lot of minutes opening up on this Rockets team, and I don't think at the moment, maybe Daniel House, but he's not playing high minutes. So we just have to see the next couple of games or weeks, see if anybody on the Rockets is worth the pickup. I wouldn't just go and try to pick someone up and see what happens. Okay, and then let's talk about the Cleveland roster a little bit. So Cleveland, they lose a bunch of like bench players, right? They lost Dante Exum, who is already hurt. They lost Rodion Kurucs. This guy, he isn't getting minutes anyways. So, and they got back Jared Allen, Taurean Prince, both of which are gonna get some minutes on this Cavs team. So it's a bad news for all the. I think it's really bad news for all the big men on the Cavs roster, right? I don't know why they have so many. They already got JaVale McGee, Kevin Love, Andre Drummond, and Larry Nance Jr. So it hurts. I think it hurts off their values, and obviously Jared Allen, I think got hit the hardest. He was getting 35 minutes, just last game playing so well. Now he has to compete minutes with 4 other guys, so 5 guys competing for 96 minutes, right? That's on average. That's not even 20 minutes a person. So yeah, everybody pretty much lose value, and for like 4 years straight there were talks that Kevin Love is gonna get traded. The Cavaliers, they're winning this year, so I don't know if they're willing to trade some of their veterans. I mean, Kevin Love is old. If you can trade him to get someone back, but I think as for Cavs it makes sense, right? Andre Drummond also. I don't know when his contract is expiring, but there's also a possibility that he might get traded. So before Kevin Love, or either Kevin Love or Andre Drummond get traded, or maybe JaVale McGee, I don't know. Depend on if the Cavs are good this year. If they're in the playoffs, it makes more sense. But if they keep losing, they're out of the playoffs. What's the point of keeping even JaVale McGee? Like, all those guys, it's better off just to trade them to a contender and get something back. So, but for now, it sucks for all the big men on the Cavaliers roster. And the last team is the Indiana Pacers. They also got involved in this. So they lost Oladipo and got back Caris LeVert. I think it helps Caris LeVert value. I think he's probably like a 12-team. You can keep him on your 12-team roster. When he was on the Nets, he wasn't getting enough usage with Kyrie and KD both healthy, and he wasn't getting the minutes. He was playing 25 minutes. Even with Kyrie out, he played 25 minutes. I think on this team, without TJ Warren, on the Pacers team, he will get huge minutes. They play their starters huge minutes. So with Oladipo out, he's gonna fit right in, take Oladipo's spot, and probably over 35 minutes a night. Right, all the Pacers starters, they're really good fantasy players, because one factor is they play high minutes. So I think that helps Caris LeVert's value a little bit. Now that he, maybe his usage will take a dip, but due to high minutes, his rebound, his assist, playing the Pacers system maybe help him with his assists. It helps with his defensive stats, because the longer you play on the court, you probably gonna get more defensive stats, right? But all in all, I think the biggest loser out of this trade is probably Jarrett Allen. KD and Kyrie and Harden, they all take a usage hit, but I don't think that's too big of a deal. And for Harden owners, I think it's actually great news. He wasn't trying on the Rockets at all, so now he's got a reason to try hard and play hard. His usage may not, he's not going to average 35 points a game like he did last year, but I wouldn't be surprised if he averages 30. And both KD and Kyrie average 26, 27 points. And also, Kyrie and KD going to miss some games. And for those games that they're out, Harden has to carry the load. He might put up some crazy numbers while both guys were out. And another question is, when is Kyrie coming back? Right? It might be a month, and when he does come back, he's going to miss weirdly miss some games due to, I don't know, injuries and other stuff. All right, that's it for this one. See you guys later.